Hello there everybody, Subbutter92 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Steins Gate Zero. Now then, in the last episode we got a horrifying glimpse of a terrifying future, and jeez Louise, that was messed up. Also, for some reason, Amadeus is in the Americans' hands in this alternate world, and suddenly, now we're back. But Fubuki is now in the hospital. So it looks like we're going to go pay Fubuki a visit just to see what the hell's going on, because it looks like she might also have the reading Steiner ability. I ended up going over that day. She was at a large general hospital with a medical student department, located in Ochanamizu. It was close enough to Akihabara I could walk, and getting there was easy. Since she might get the wrong idea if I went alone, I encouraged Mayuri to come with me. I hoped it would look like I was only coming as an afterthought. But it ended up being a bigger deal than I expected. When they heard that Mayuri was going, Yuki and Kaede decided to come too. Evidently, they'd all been to visit Fubuki several times before, and they knew exactly where she was located. They walked down the halls without hesitation. It was almost 8, when visiting hours ended, so we needed to hurry. But as we passed by a nurse's station, there was a minor commotion. A woman in her late 40s wearing a gray jersey was yelling at the doctors and nurses. A quick exam ended with you being there for a month? The woman was about ready to grab the doctor by the throat. Several female nurses held her back, then dragged her off somewhere with the reassuring words. Ah, that was fun. As long as she isn't acting like that, I think we'll be fine. Also, a little less grabby with the hands, too. The girls hurried even faster down the hallway. Fubuki was in a 4-person room at the very end of the hallway. We hesitantly peeked inside. We could hear moaning coming from beyond the curtains surrounding Fubuki's bed. Mayuri went pale and hurriedly ripped them open. The fuck do you have on your head? Fubuki made a strange noise and spun around as we came in. I looked closer and saw that she was sitting on the bed with her legs crossed, watching a show on the LCD TV attached to it. Oh. Her eyes were red and swollen with tears, but given the fact that she had a stick of Pocky in her mouth, she was probably just crying over a soap opera. Oh god. Fubuki wiped away her tears and welcomed us with her usual smile. Well, you have such a weird thing on your head, just gonna say that. Even as she apologized, she tossed another chocolate-coated stick into her mouth. Her hair was tied up, and she was wearing some kind of headgear. At first I thought it was just that she was too lazy to do her hair, but evidently not. There were cords coming out of the headgear that were attached to a belt around her waist. Were they monitoring her brainwaves? As unobtrusively as possible, I took a look at the other patients around the room. They were all wearing the same headgear. They may have been giving it to all of the encephalitis patients. Fubuki stared at me intently. She'd never done that before, so I started to wonder if there was something on my face. Oh, how dare they! Her bed was surrounded with portable game consoles, magazines, a miniature DVD player, anything to stave off boredom. And, given all the half-empty boxes of snacks, it was hard to believe the disease was as serious as they said on the news. She seemed truly relieved, but she was still staring at me. And suddenly, Kaede started to fidget. Not only that, she blushed, then glanced at me, and then almost started to cry. She was acting really weird. Eh? Kaede started fidgeting even more when she realized that everyone was looking at her, but she had no choice but to go over and whisper something in Fubuki's ear. The other girls tried to quiet Fubuki down. This was a hospital, and there were other patients in the room. We couldn't make a fuss. Whoops, sorry about that. That's kind of a... okay. That's, okay, why? Now it was our turn to keep from shouting in surprise. There was another reason, but I couldn't say that. Kaede, no. Fubuki tried to scratch her hair, but the headgear blocked her way and she gave up. Uh-oh. I was startled. That may have been what I wanted to find out.
やることもないし暇すぎちゃって。そしたらなんかね、あんまり詳しくは覚えてないんだけど、私とオカリンさんとユキさんが怖い人に車に乗せられてどこかへ連れて行かれる夢を見ちゃったんだ。私も出てくるの？うん。
It was the same. That meant Fubuki had experienced the same things I'd gone through in the other world line. This evening would have been the same time I was experiencing it. I peeked through the curtains to make sure that none of the hospital staff were around.
みんな悪いが中瀬さんと2人で話をさせてくれないか。
Kaede.
まさか。
違うって。
I wasn't really sure how to handle that reaction.
それはマユシーたちには聞かれたくないこと？
病気のことについてなんだ。
分かった。
Oh, Mayuri nodded and went outside the curtains. The other two looked bothered, but they followed her.
中瀬さん、君の話した夢なんだが、もしかして場所は沖縄じゃなかったか？
え？そうだね。うん、多分沖縄だったと思う。車に乗ってる時にそういう看板を見た気がする。
車に乗ってたのは俺と君、そしてユキさん、他に運転手と背の低い自衛隊の男。
Oh boy.
男の名前は下山。
Fubuki suddenly went pale. A dream about being in a car in Okinawa could be written off as a coincidence, but knowing the exact name of the man in that shared dream was a different matter entirely.
どうして？
その男は君に白チュームの話をした。ロシアの大統領の話も。そして俺たちは米軍基地に連れて行かれた。そこでマユリたちと合流して俺とは別れた。
Fubuki was too stunned to speak. There was no room for doubt. My suspicion turned into a certainty. Fubuki had a stronger reading Steiner than most people, and remembered the other world line as a relatively realistic dream.
夢の中でその下山って人が言ってた。オカリンさんも私と同じで別の世界の記憶を持ってるんだって。
ああ。
それって本当だったんだ。
ああ。
I hesitated for a moment, but then I gave her a brief explanation of my own reading Steiner ability. The one thing I wanted to make sure she understood was that her dreams weren't caused by an illness. But her reaction wasn't what I expected.
だったら他にもいるかも。病気じゃない人。
そうなのか？
暇だからみんなとね、よく話をするんだ。自分の見た夢の話。それがものすごくそっくりでびっくりすることがあって。
So there's more people here that have the reading Steiner. Or at least variations of it.
ついさっきもね、隣の部屋に入院してる小学生の子が言ってた。ここで仲良くなった子なんだけど、一度も行ったことないはずなのに沖縄にいる夢を見たって。戦争で東京が燃えちゃって自衛隊に助けられて沖縄へ逃げる夢だったって。
そうか。
Oh no. If that was true, then it wasn't just Fubuki. There were other patients who were being kept in the hospital for no reason, who didn't have any kind of disease at all.
お医者さんに話した方がいい？
いや、とてもじゃないが信じてもらえるとは思えない。それどころか妄想がひどくなったって診断されたりでもしたら。
あ、そっか。
他の人にもまだ黙っていた方がいい。騒ぎになったら大変だ。
And then Yuki poked her head through the curtain.
岡部さん、看護師さんがこっちに来ます。
面会時間おしまいですよ。
Ah, shit. I looked at the clock. It was well past 8.
パタパタしちゃってごめんね、ふぶきちゃん。今度はゆっくりできるように早めに来るね。ああ、まゆし、言っちゃやだ。でもナースさんに怒られちゃうよ。そんなの別にいいよ。今夜は私と一緒に寝て。
No. Kabuki was back to her usual self. She grabbed Mayuri's hand and held it tight. Kaede chuckled and forced her to let go.
なるべく来てあげるから。わがまま言っちゃダメ。なるべくじゃやだよ。明日も明後日も放課後になったら来て。暇で死んじゃう。
Kabuki flailed her arms and legs about. It was a bit too deliberate, if you ask me. Kaede patted her on the head.
はいはい。それじゃあまたね。
Mayuri and Yuki went over to pat her too. And before long, she looked like a little puppy in a kennel being petted. We left her behind and exited the room. I was the last to leave, but before I did, I turned around and saw Fubuki staring at us from the bed. Our eyes met, so I nodded a little. It's okay, you're not sick, so don't worry. I don't know if she understood what I meant, but she nodded back. Jeez. Oh, hello there. Oh, I should probably save real quick. Yeah, we'll save there. Right. I want to talk in private. I'll wait for you to contact me. Oh boy. Something in the short message made me feel very tense. Oy. After I said my goodbyes to the others, I contacted Suzuha. She told me to come to the top of Radi Khan. When I arrived, she was standing silently on the dark roof. Hey. There was no trace of a smile on her face. Her eyes shone in the darkness, and as she glared at me, I felt a shiver run down my spine. This was not the Suzuha I was used to. Maybe this was her true self. Whatever she wanted to talk to me about, I was sure I wasn't going to like it.
悪かったね、オカリンおじさん。こんなところに呼び出しちゃって。
話ってなんだ？
あ、うん。私はなんていうか、話の駆け引きとか上手な情報の引き出し方とかそういうの苦手でさ。
From the way she stumbled over her words, it was clearly something she didn't want to talk about.
単刀直入に言ってくれ。以前のお前なら多分損していただろ
う。そうだね。
もしかして俺のこと気遣ってくれてるのか？そうか。ありがとう。
別にそんなんじゃ。
Suzuha got a little annoyed and tried to say something back to me, but ended up swallowing her words.
実は俺、最初はちょっとショックだったんだ。お前が俺のよく知ってる鈴葉と全然違ったから。
それは仕方ない。世界線が違えば 育った環境もそこで出来上がる人格や考え方も変わる。
でも今はそうは思わない。鈴葉はやっぱり鈴葉だよ。
いや、やっぱり私は違う。オカリンおじさんのよく知ってる天音鈴葉じゃない。
鈴葉。
今日私はオカリンおじさんを尾行したんだ。
尾行？
ん？
そう、病院の中までずっと。
How the hell did you pull that off? What did she say? Why would she do that? No, I knew the answer without even asking. There was only one reason she would do something like that.
俺が世界線を移動したことに気づいたのか？
あのクリスマスの夜におじさんにリーディングシュタイナーが発動したんじゃないかとずっと疑ってたんだ。あの日だけじゃない、今日もだ。それで確信に変わったよ。
I deliberately avoided telling Suzuha that the world line had changed. It was obvious that she would react like this.
聞かせて。ここはもう前の世界線とは変わってしまったのか？
聞いてどうする？
いいから答えて。
よし！
これは命令だ、岡部倫太郎。
Okay. I was not prepared for that. I gulped as I saw her pull a gleaming pistol out from her jacket. It was aimed right between my eyes.
冗談だよな。
冗談でこんなことはしない。
It felt like Suzuha was trying to revert to who she was when I'd first come to the Beta World line. A woman who put her mission above everything else. She was so desperate it hurt to even look at her. What would happen if she shot me here? I imagined myself lying on the ground in a pool of blood. In my mind, the image overlapped with Kurisu's dead body. I closed my eyes and grit my teeth, trying to avoid a flashback. I'd spent the last month trying to escape to Okinawa in the middle of a war. I still wasn't used to having a gun pointed right at me.
もう一度聞く。世界線は変動したのか？ここはもう以前とは違う世界なのか？
But Suzuha's hands were shaking a little as she held the gun. That would have been unimaginable when she'd first come here from the future. Maybe she was ashamed of it, because she'd bit down on her teeth even harder. Oh, shit. She must have bit her lip when she did so, because a single trail of blood ran down her jaw and dripped onto the ground. I stared at the blood as I answered.
大丈夫だ。俺たちは以前のままの世界線にいる。
本当に？
ああ。一度別の世界線に移動したのは事実だが、再び元に戻ったはずだ。
それをやったのは誰だ？ロシアか？
だと思う。
とうとうタイムマシンの実験を開始したってことか。
Yep. I nodded.
それならもう一刻の猶予もないじゃないか。連中が実験を続ければやがて取り返しのつかないことが起きる。シュタインズゲートに続く道が閉ざされてしまうかもしれない。私はバカだ。悩んでる場合じゃなかった。もう説得なんて終わりだ。
どうする気だ？
岡部倫太郎、私の命令に従ってもらう。一緒に7月28日に行くんだ。
Well, shit.
拒否したら
拒否なんてさせない。
お前はいいのか。それで
何？
この世界線をなかったことにしてしまって、それで
うるさい。
There was a horrible ringing in my ears and a fierce pain in my eardrums. A second later, the smell of gunpowder passed by my face. He really shot at me.
次は脅しじゃなくて当てる。
She was glaring at me as if she was about to cry. We stared at each other in silence. I tried as hard as I could to come up with something to calm her down, but nothing came to me. Nothing I could come up with would get her to change her mind. What should I do?
鈴葉、オカリン、何やってんだお。
Suddenly I heard Daru's voice. I turned and saw that he'd just come out of the door near the stairs.
父さん、どうして？
マユシとアマネシからメールがあったんだ。なんか鈴葉がオカリンを呼び出したって言うからさ、嫌な予感がして探してたんだお。あと、差出人不明のメールがあった。
Unknown sender?
差出人不明？
この場所のマップの URL を送りつけられた。もしやと思って真っ先に来てみたわけ。そしたら銃声がしたからびっくりしたっつうの。
Daru's whole body was covered in sweat. Even as he spoke, large beads were appearing on his forehead. He must have really hurried.
で、鈴葉、その銃は何なん？
いや、鈴葉は別に何も。
何もなかったら銃なんて撃たないっしょ、上皇。
I mean, Daru's not wrong.
ほら、鈴葉、話してみるといいのだぜ。
父さんだって本当は分かってるくせに。
何が？
世界線が変動したことだよ。ロシアがタイムマシンの実験を始めたんだ。
それって確定なん？
だから焦ってるんじゃないか。このままじゃ何もかも終わりなんだ。
I'm like moving my head and that gun is not leaving my line of sight.
シュタインズゲートに到達できない。第三次世界大戦も防げない。大勢の人が死んで、母さんも死んで、何もかも回避できない。
それは困るお。でも、だからってさ、オカリンを脅して無理やり過去へ連れて行ったとして、それでうまくいくわけ
Daru's normally easygoing expression had suddenly turned serious.
タイムマシンや世界線のことを研究し始めて、なんとなく分かってきたんだよね。オカリンの言う通り、普通のやり方じゃ、何度やってもマキセ氏の命を救うことなんてできないんじゃないかって。
父さんまで何を言って。
世界線のルールや因果率がそんな簡単に変えられるんなら、オカリンの言うアルファ世界線でマヤ氏の命だって救えたはずっしょ。
Okay, so now we're getting to the point where we have to basically, okay. The school of thought that says that all things have a cause and an effect. This idea is at the core of relativity theory. However, it has been observed in the microscale world of quantum mechanics that causality does not always apply. Okay, so now we're getting into the law of the rules of causality, and I'm pretty sure we'll get around to the point where we can basically find a loophole around it.
じゃあどうしたらいいって言うんだ。
Daru brought his fist up to his chest.
どうすべきかを僕らは研究してるわけっしょ。
でももう時間が。
大丈夫、僕に任せとけって。絶対に何とかしてみせる。 まには父さんの言うことも素直に聞いてほしいのだぜ。
Daru's voice was strong and kind in a way you'd never imagine he was capable of. He softly took the gun from Suzuha's hands. He didn't resist.
ほら、銃なんかよりもっと大切なものを忘れてろ。今日みたいな寒い日にこそこれを使うべき。
Daru took something out of his pocket. He pressed it into Suzuha's hands. Aww. It was a pair of handmade gloves. It was the present that Yuki had given her at the Christmas party. I remembered it well.
私
When he gave her the gloves, warm tears started to flow down her face.
どうしていいのかわかんない。わかんなくなっちゃった。
うん。
助けて。父さん。助けて。お願い。
Suzuha's shoulders shook as the tears poured down. I turned my eyes towards the time machine, a silhouette in the darkness.
俺はもう乗らないって決めたんだ。
No matter what Daru said, no matter how Suzuha threatened me, I wasn't going back to the past. I can't look back. Oh. The next thing she knew, Suzuha was inside the time machine, wrapped up in a blanket. She must have been crying a lot, because she hadn't even noticed that she'd come inside the time machine, or that Rintaro had left. Her dad was next to her. He was also wrapped up in a blanket, and he was looking at her.
落ち着いた？
Aww.
今何時？
She wiped away the tears as she asked.
もうすぐ日付が変わるよ。
ごめん。こんな時間まで付き合わせて。
平気平気。前にも言ったっしょ。父さんのこといくらでも頼っていいのだぜって。
Okay, see, it's moments like these that really make me like Daru even more.
うん。
The time machine's hatch was still open, and cold air was pouring in. Each time they spoke, they could see their breath turn white. The machine was still silent. They could use the life support system in the cockpit to keep out the cold, but she didn't want to waste the energy. She rubbed her cheeks with her glove-covered hands. The gloves Yuki gave her were very warm, and her hands were the one part of her that wasn't cold.
僕さ、いつか必ずオカリンも僕らと一緒に、いや違うな。僕らの先頭に立って指揮を取ってくれるって信じてるんだよね。
Suzuha was a little surprised to see Itaru speaking seriously. Normally, all Itaru ever did was screw around.
未来ガジェット研究所はオカリンがいてこそだから。今はちょっと腐ってるけどきっと立ち直る。同時に法王院京馬も蘇るわけ。不死鳥の名は伊達じゃない的な、中二病オツ的な。その時が来たら多分オカリンは自分からタイムマシンに乗るよ。鈴葉に言われなくってもね。
Suzuha realized Itaru was trying to make her feel better. Suddenly, deep in her heart, he felt a little warmer.
父さん、すごく恥ずかしいこと言ってるの自覚してる？
うわ、ですよね。オカリン本人の前じゃ口が裂けても言えないな。
私、明日までに手紙書くよ。 オカリンおじさんに。直接顔見て話すとまた変な感じになっちゃうから。ごめんなさいっていうのと、もうちょっとだけもがいてみるって。だからオカリンおじさんにも考えてみてほしいって。そうは言っても実はもうあんまり時間はないんだけど。
時間ないって？ロシアが実験を開始したから？
実はタイムマシンを制御してる量子コンピューターの内蔵電池、もうすぐ切れそうなんだ。
Quantum computer. A computer capable of using quantum mechanical overlapping to perform parallel processing. While modern-day computers switch between two signals, 0 and 1, to perform their calculations, a quantum computer is capable of calculating these two signals at the same time. This allows for exponentially faster calculations to the point where it is expected that quantum computing will change everything about the world we know. Practical quantum computers have not yet been built.
マジ？
前に話したよね。かがりを探すために1998年から何度もマシンを使ったって。それは当初の計画にはなかった行動なんだ。当然マシンを制御するコンピューターの使用回数も予定より多くなって。
それでバッテリーが消耗したっつうことか。
マシンそのものの燃料よりそっちの方が深刻なんだよ。マシンを正確に制御してジャンプさせることが難しくなる。
バッテリーだったら交換とか充電とかすればいいんじゃね？
無理だよ。
ちょっとだけその内蔵電池見させてもらっていいかな？
Suzuha nodded and pointed to a piece at the core of the machine. Itaro leaned his huge body forward to take a look. But soon he gave out a moan of confusion.
なんぞこれ。
The battery was the same size as a car's, but it was the product of 2036's technology, and Itaro lived in the year 2010. There was probably no way he could understand it. From Itaro's perspective, it might as well have been a black box of unknown technology. A quick look wouldn't tell him anything about how it was built or how it would work. That was one reason why Suzuha had agreed to let him look at it.
2010年の技術で何とかするのは無理だと思う。言うなればそれは使い切りの電池と同じ状態ってこと。充電も交換もできない。
この時代のバッテリーか発電機に乾燥するのは？
Suzuha shook her head helplessly.
とっくに試したよ。でも不可能だった。ルミ姉さんに頼んで車のバッテリーを用意してもらったんだ。トラックとかに積まれてる大きなやつ。繋いでみたら1秒持たなかった。
That's a lot of energy.
なんだと？
ガソリンを使う発電機も試してみたけど、それもダメだった。ガソリンが何ガロン必要なのか見当もつかない。だいたいそんな量のガソリンマシンには積めないし。ルミ姉さんね、ものすごく無理をしてくれて最新の燃料電池まで手に入れてくれたんだよ。
But even that wasn't good enough.
未来の技術ってすげえのな。こんな小さなものがそんな大電力を賄ってるっつうわけ？
Itaro was staring in amazement at the futuristic battery.
SF 映画みたく生ゴミを電気に変えられたらな。で、このバッテリーあとどれくらい持ちそうなん？
多分あと1回か2回ジャンプしたらそれで終わり。
たったそれだけ？
しかも こうやってマシンが停止してる間もさ、重力場や座標点の計測装置なんかはずっと動いてるから、ジャンプしなくてもいずれ電池切れになる。残ったバッテリーで正確なジャンプをするにはあと半年が限界だろうね。マキセ・クリスを救いに行けるタイミングもそこまでってことになる。
Ziza grabbed onto Itaru's back and took a deep breath. It was squishy, and it felt good.
バッテリーが切れてマシンのコントロールを失ったらどうなるんだろう。カーブラックホールの制御も効かなくなるし、イベントホライゾンの向こうから永遠に戻ってこられないとか。
A black hole whose existence is predicted by current theories of physics. Unlike other black holes, the singularity at its center rotates. While other black holes have their singularities at a single point, the Kerr black hole's singularity is a ring. Also known as the Schwarzschild radius, a point past which no information can be transmitted. Information transmission occurs via light and electromagnetic waves, but the incredible gravity at the center of a black hole makes it impossible for even light to escape. The boundary at which this occurs is the event horizon. Anything that occurs inside an event horizon cannot be observed from the outside. Since no light can escape, the center of a black hole appears black. Kinda puts me in the mind of Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey.
縁起でもないこと言ったらダメだお。
Even though it was called the Schwarzschild.
ごめん。でもそこってさ、どんな場所なのかな。今みたいに静かな時間が永遠に続くのかな。だったらそれでもいいな。
As she clung to her father's warm back, Suza started to feel very sleepy. If she let her guard down for a moment, she was sure to fall asleep. She'd been trained to fight on the battlefield, but this wasn't the battlefield, and she was exhausted from crying. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to let herself sleep once in a while. She sat down and held her knees like a child, softly closed her eyes.
そっか。結局鈴葉はこの夏までに必ず行っちゃうんだな。たとえオカリンがどんな結論を出すとしても。
Just before she fell asleep, she thought she heard her father talking to himself. Oh, and now we're back to Okarin.
これはまさにパラダイス。
Tone shift! Tone whiplash! Okay! Maho's eyes were shining like a little girl's. Not many girls would look like that if you brought them to a place like this. I was the one who brought her here, but she seemed to have forgotten about me entirely. He was wandering down the narrow corridors where all the computer parts were, as if in a daze. Then she came to a stop in front of one of them. Inside the shop were lots of little plastic bins filled with junk parts of all sizes. They'd been taken off of discarded PCs and appliances. Each of them was obviously dirty, and lots of them were covered in dust.
これ一体何の基板かしら。まるで美術品みたいに美しいパターンをしているわ。しかもアルミナ基板だなんて。
Oh.
IFX008 イメージセンサーですって。
What?
信じられない。博物館にあってもおかしくないものがなんでこんなところに転がっているの。秋葉原、歴史に勝る場所だわ。
Glad you're having fun? You gonna say anything, Makise? Watching the ecstasy on Maho's face creeped me out a little.
真帆先輩は実はこういう人なのよ。
I mean, as long as she's happy? Kurisu spoke from inside my phone. Maho had said she wanted to go out with Kurisu today. And so I ended up going on a strange date with 2 girls at once. Okay. This might be another test of Amadeus' capabilities.
俺もここは何度か来たことがあるが、あんな顔してパーツをめでる人間にはこれまで一人しかお目にかかったことがない。
わかった。橋田さんのことでしょ。
ああ、
さすがにあの人と同類扱いするのは先輩がかわいそうよ。
I mean...
あんたの話を聞く限りだと橋田さんってとんでもない変態だから。
そうだな。ヒヤジョーさんに失礼だった。
It was early afternoon on a Sunday. There was a reason I'd come with Maho to the computer parts shop. Dr. Alexis and Maho were heading back to America in a few days. She was leaving soon, so she wanted me to show her around Akihabara like I'd promised. That's what her message had said. So we met in front of the station in the morning and I asked her where she wanted to go. This was the result. By the way, our first stop was Yadabashi, and our second, Soft Map. Soft Map? I'd already taken to a lot of used PC and retro PC shops tucked away in tiny alleys.
ヒヤジョーさんはこういうパーツが好きなのか？
パーツというか組み立てるものが好きなのね。子供の頃は日本製のプラスチックモデルをよく作ったわ。
I think I used to have some models too. Except they were like the mechanical ones. I'm not sure entirely sure they can be considered models. I don't know. Are Zoids considered models? You know, the weird mechanical animal things that had like mechanical parts, and if you wire them all together, they would actually move on their own once you flip a certain switch or twist a certain knob. Those were fun to play with back in my childhood. I miss those.
ゲルマニウムラジオなんかも組み立てた口ですか？
Germanium? Or is that germanium? A radio that uses a germanium diode as a rectifier and requires no power supply. This term can also refer to the kits used to build them. Since they're simple enough for anyone to build, they're a common choice for elementary school summer break projects. Huh.
ハンダ付けでよくやけどをしたものよ。
You really should not do that.
私もです。みんな同じなのね。
Probably not everybody. Actually, I'd assumed that it was a minority of people who soldered in their homes growing up. I wasn't allowed near fire because whenever I was like 2 or 3, I almost lit the house on fire, but my mom caught it. So I wasn't allowed to touch fire at that very much young of an age, and now I'm just kind of afraid of fire in general.
ずっと見ていたい。どうして私もっと早くここに来なかったのかしら。
It felt like she was never going to leave unless I dragged her out. I finally managed to succeed in getting her away from the part shop by telling her it was time to eat. We went out to the main road. This area was close to the station, so it was especially crowded. Thanks to the crowds of people waiting to cross the streets, you couldn't even walk in a straight line. Now then, where to eat? My first idea was May Queen Plisnian Squared, but after the way she reacted last time, it was probably best to avoid it. Still, Sampo wasn't a good choice for someone new to Akihabara. Gansen, or maybe Kichinjiro. Go-Go Curry would work too. As I stood there thinking... Mao stopped moving in front of the arcade directly ahead of us. Evidently, she was looking at the crane games on the first floor.
ちょっとだけ覗いてみてもいいかしら。
Sure. I nodded. Crane games are fun. Maho walked up to the crane game and pressed her face against the glass like a little kid. Inside the glass were characters from channel memes, all of different sizes. Oh boy. A lot of Oopas over there. That one little creature that looks like Wasn't that a character that could show up in Disgaea? No, I don't think so. Ah, there's the meme faces over there. Maybe Maho was a secret at-channeler like Kurisu. They were pretty close, so it was possible. I leaned over to Maho and whispered a magic spell into her ear.
Nurupo.
Nolpo?
はい。
I just confused her. Hold on, what the hell? Old at-channel slang. It started on the programming board as a shortening of null pointer, and as of now, has no meaning whatsoever. Whenever someone says it, it's a tradition for someone else to respond, Gah!
何そのぬるっていうのは。
なんでもない。忘れてくれ。
Awkward. Kurisu was glaring cold daggers at me from inside the smartphone, but I decided to ignore it.
ヒアジョさん、そのぬいぐるみ欲しいのか？
ええ、可愛いじゃない。ねえクリス。先輩？何？どうして慌てているの？なんでもないです。
ちょっと意外だな。さっきパーツが好きって言ってたから、感性としては男に近いのかもって思ってた。
岡部、デリカシーないわね、あんたは。もっとうまいこと言いなさいよ。ギャップが素敵だとかなんとか。
Ah. I was gonna make a joke and say I should probably write that down, but I don't think I need that.
あ、すまない。
いいわよ、別に。実はね、このぬいぐるみ、クリスがベッドルームに置いていたのよ。
そうなのか？
Really?
先輩。
もしかして通販か何かでアメリカまで取り寄せてたのか？
別にどうだっていいでしょ。
Yes, it does.
さすが隠れアットチャンネラーだな。
何よ、アットチャンネラーって聞いたことない。
ヌルポ。
Ha! Gotcha! Even as part of Amadeus, she hadn't changed a bit.
ヒアジョさん、クリスはこれがなんていうキャラなのか教えてくれたか？
いいえ、何度か聞いてみたけど、永遠とはぐらかされたわ。
だろうな。
だからずっと気になっていたのよ。岡部さんは知っているの？
まあ。
岡部。
A chill ran down my spine as I heard the angry voice from the smartphone.
俺も知らないんだ。
そう。
Sheesh. I defended your honor, Kurisu. You better be grateful.
ちょっと挑戦していいかしら。
Eh? Mao took her wallet out of her pocket and put a 100 yen coin into the machine.
このアームを左右と前後に操作してぬいぐるみをつかめばいいのね。
Well, if it's anything like the American machines, you only just like... Actually, where the hell did those machines even originate from? But like, you can only move one direction, and once you have moved it to a certain point, you can no longer move it back or forth, and you have to... You can only go two directions, and you can only go each direction one time. At least that's how the crane games that I kind of grew up with functioned.
もしかして初めてなのか？
真帆先輩はレースゲームしかやらないですもんね。
Racing games? I mean, like the ones where you can get inside a car and then chase other people? I think that's Grand Theft Auto. Never mind. That's illegal. Well, that's a pretty nice picture. Maho nodded and pushed the control button, managing to move the arm directly over her target. She smiled, satisfied.
簡単
あ、いや、普通はそうなんだが。
The arm went straight for the doll, but the angle was slightly off and it didn't grab it right.
どういうことなの？
Oh my god, I love that face. That's what happens your first time. Maho gave it several more tries, but didn't seem to get the hang of it. She groaned and took her last 300 yen to the back of the arcade. She walked over to a game with a red and white two-tone Formula 1 car on the side of the cabinet. She slid inside, still angry. I remembered that one was a CG racing game based off of real circuits. Ooh. Up.
Huh? なんだ?
You mean win it for her? But wouldn't she get mad that she didn't win it herself?
男らしさ?
I mean, I would do the same thing. I'm just saying, with Maho's personality, I'm not entirely sure if she would actually be flattered or just kind of take it as an insult. You know what I'm getting at, right?
Oh, なるほど.
And then give it to Maho, was what she was trying to say. Manliness aside, after seeing how badly she wanted it, I did want to try and help her. I took some coins out of my pocket and checked how much money I was carrying. Okay, it's been a while, but let's try this.
とはいえ、俺もこういうゲームは得意じゃないんだが。
Even so, I was sure I could do better than Maho. May as well give it a try. That was weird. Damn it. Shit. Oh, trying it again. And I think Makise is getting a little mad. Oh, hey! God damn it! Ugh. And so after trying several times, whether it was luck or skill, I managed to get the stuffed animal easier than I'd expected.
Yes.
Good. I stuffed it into a bag and went back to the racing game Maho was playing. For some reason, there was a crowd of about 10 people around it. She's not in elementary school! The crowd was whispering to one another. All of them seemed to be amazed. I made my way into the crowd and looked at the screen. The game Maho was playing was one of those where you had to clear each stage in a set time, or else it would be game over. With each race, the course got more and more difficult, and she was placing first every time with ease. As the crowd watched in awe, she finally made it to the end of the last stage, well ahead of the other racers, and she'd set a new record. She had a satisfied smile on her face as she looked at the flashy "Congratulations" graphic on the ending screen. Then she noticed the crowd around her and her body jerked. An arcade employee walked over to Maho and started to clap. Then the crowd started to clap as well. Mao's face went beet red. I should probably help her. I pushed my way through the crowd and grabbed her hand to pull her up. I'd never seen her this obedient before. We made our way through the hustle and bustle and finally got out of the arcade. Mao sighed in relief. I mean, at least you had fun.
何が?
つい熱くなってしまって 本気を出してしまったの。
これのせいか？
I handed her the bag with my prize in it.
何？
She opened the bag and took out the stuffed animal.
これ取れたの？
運が良くてね。君にプレゼントするよ。
いいの？
俺が持ってても仕方ない。
そう？じゃあ遠慮なくいただくわ。
Okay. Mao hugged the doll tight to her chest with the innocent smile of a child. Seeing how happy she was made me happy too.
クリスが亡くなった後ね、お母さんから形見をいろいろともらったわ。けどこれはクリスがとても可愛がっていたからってお母さん自分のベッドルームに飾っていたのよ。
If you didn't know it was from an A-channel meme, it was actually pretty cute. I could see her keeping it as a memory of her daughter.
だけどクリスの実家がね、ああいうことになってぬいぐるみも燃えてしまったと思うの、きっと。先輩、だからこれはアメリカのお母さんにプレゼントしていいかしら。
I'm sure she would like it.
もちろん。喜んでもらえるならそれが一番いい。
ありがとう。
さてと、次はどうする？他に見てみたいところはあるか？と言ってもアニメやゲームのショップなんかは興味ないよな。
クリス、悪いけどしばらく岡部さんと二人きりにしてくれる？
Huh?
先輩、ついに自分の気持ちに素直になることにしたんですね。
No, Monkey, I'm not entirely sure that's what she's talking about.
ちゃんとしなさいよ。
はあ？
先輩、頑張って。それじゃあ。
ヒヤジョウさん？
行きたい場所もう一つあるんだけれど。
そうか。どこだ？
Is it someplace she didn't want Kurisu knowing about?
あそこよ。わかるでしょ？
The smile was gone from Maho's face. It looked like she'd come to some kind of decision. Then I realized where she wanted to go.
ラジカンに連れて行って。
Huh? Radhi-kan. And she wanted me to take her there. I understood immediately. Because that was where Makise Kurisu had died. Oh. I'd gone up to the roof several times since then. The time machine was there, and Suzuha and Dara would go up once in a while to do maintenance. Just a few days ago, Suzuha had called me out there and pointed a gun in my face. But even so, I'd never been to that storeroom on the 8th floor where it had happened. Couldn't bring myself to do it. Just remembering what happened was enough to cause a severe flashback. There's no way I could visit the site of her death.
大丈夫？ずいぶん顔色が悪いけれど。クリスのこと思い出してしまうの？
そうだろうな。
辛いならついてこなくてもいいわ。私一人で行くから。
But her face was colorless. Going there had to be hard on her, too. But even so, she was trying to come to grips with Kurisu's death. I wanted to help her remember our friend. Radhi-kan was going to be renovated. There wasn't a lot of time.
いや、一緒に行くよ。
Half of the shops had already been moved to another building to make way for the renovation. But many of the shops on the 7th floor were still open. Six months ago, on July 28th, I killed Kurisu on the floor just above where I was standing. With my own hands.
ここなの？
いや、事件があったのはこの上の階だと聞いている。
I wasn't supposed to have been at the scene of Kurisu's death. I'd already asked Mayuri and Daru not to tell anyone.
上には何が？
イベント会場と、あとは倉庫とかになってる。
行ってみてもいいのかしら？
今は立ち入り禁止のはず。
But the rope that always blocked off the way to the 8th floor wasn't there today. I could hear loud voices and laughter from above. Since it was a day off, there must have been some kind of event going on upstairs.
大丈夫そうね。
Mao headed up the stairs first. I slowly dragged myself up the stairs. We passed by the event hall and into the back. It looked like there was no one around. Nothing had changed in 6 months.
ここだ。
There were no lights on, and the place seemed dark and lonely. This time the storeroom was locked.
そう。こんな場所で。
I could see her lips trembling as she whispered. It seemed strange. This was the place where Kurisu had died, covered in blood. And yet, nearby, the rest of the world continued on like it didn't care. And now I'd come back, even though this was where the one I loved had died.
もどかしいわ。私は物理学者ではないから相対性理論のことを詳細に理解しているわけではないけれど、時間と空間が同列だというのなら、なぜ空間と同じように時間も容易に移動できないのかしらね。今私たちは空間的にはクリスの死と同じ軸上にいるのよ。なのに時間軸がほんの少しずれているというだけで手出しすることすら叶わない。あなたこの前クリスにアマデウスの方だけど面白い質問をしたわよね。タイムマシンは作れるかどうかって。
ああ。
ぜひ研究してみてほしいわ。真っ先に私が友人テストに名乗り出るから。
Couldn't tell from the tone of her voice if she was serious or joking. She laughed sadly. Time machines are real, you know. And there's one right above us. What would she do if I told her that? Would she blame me for giving up on saving Kurisu and say she'd go back to the past herself?
岡部さん、クリスが亡くなった時の状況について教えてくれない？私詳しくは知らないの。
俺だってろくに知らないよ。前にそう話さなかったか？
でもアメリカにいた私よりは詳しいでしょ。クリスはどうしてこんなところに来たのかしら。クリスが死んだ時、すぐそこのイベントホールでは今日みたいにイベントが行われていたそうね。
We could hear the occasional sounds of laughter coming from the event hall.
中鉢博士、去年の夏ニュースになった。 ロシアに亡命してタイムマシンに関する論文を書いたって。
He's digging into trying to find the truth, isn't?
その論文の内容はそれはひどいものだったらしいけれど、ただそれでピンときたのよ。アメリカのクリスの家に放火した連中もロシア語を話していた。これ偶然かしら。
Okay, please don't have an outburst, Okabe. I'm begging you.
私は何らかの関連性があると思う。だから中鉢博士について調べようと思ったんだけど、不思議なことに驚くほど情報がないのよ。ネットで検索しても本名すら出てこない。中鉢博士について言及しているブログやサイトを見に行ってもほとんどは閉鎖してるわ。しかもこの半年ほどで立て続けに。ねえ、一体クリスの周りで何が起きていたの？もしかして今もまだそれは続いているの？あなたは何を隠しているの？
Her eyes were pure and sought the truth. Risu used to get that exact same look in her eyes all the time. But
好奇心で足を突っ込まない方がいい。俺はもうたくさんだ。
今さらだわ。私は片足を突っ込んでしまっているのよ。それに考えてしまうのよ。この前襲われたのももしかすると私のせいじゃないかって。
君のせい？狙われる理由があるのか？
私は。
And then she paused for a moment.
私はクリスの遺産を持っている。
What? Belongings? Some of Karisu's belongings? What did she mean? Mao had said that after Karisu died, she had gone to her home in America and received some of her belongings from her mom. She's saying now that the attack was because of that? Mine began to race. Where Dr. Nakabachi had sought asylum. The people who attacked Kurisu's home spoke Russian. Just a few days ago, the Russians, probably, had experimented with changing the past. Suzu had said that World War III would be set off by the time machine. Time machine. Nakabachi's paper. The paper he'd written about the time machine. Cause of the Third World War. A miraculous, nightmarish paper which would cause the deaths of 5.7 billion people. The time machine he discussed at his press conference was a ripoff of John Titor's. But the one in his paper was different. I never managed to read it though. My guess was that Kurisu had showed him the original that she'd written on July 28th, and his paper was an inferior copy. Kurisu had written down instructions for making a time machine. I shuddered. I quickly booted up the Ryan program on my smartphone. I paged through my chat logs. That hard drive and that laptop contained the data for the original version of Nakabachi's paper. Maybe Kurisu's paper.
Daruのところに持ち込まれたクリスのノート PC とハードディスク。まさかあれの解析を依頼したのは。
I looked at Maho. She looked back at me without smiling. And she nodded.
ええ、私よ。
Oh. From Maho's perspective, there were too many things about Kurisu's death that didn't make sense. Maybe that was why she had decided to look into why Kurisu was killed. Of course, she'd assumed there were hints hidden inside her laptop and hard drive. But if my hypothesis was right, that laptop was too dangerous to be allowed to exist. It was Pandora's box, with the power to unleash the Third World War.
どうして隠していた？
最初はあなたと橋田さんの関係を知らなかった。橋田さんに頼んだのは本当に偶然よ。そしてあなたはクリスのことについて何か隠しているように思えた。そんなあなたに正直に全て話せるわけないでしょ。
You make a fair point.
信用していないというわけではないのだけど、クリスのことについては慎重になった方がいいと思って。
ああ、それについては正解だよ。アマデウスのテスターになることを反対しなかったのもそういう打算があってのことか。
打算なんて言わないで。私はただクリスの友達であるあなたのことをもっと知りたかった。
クリスの秘密を手に入れるために。
あの子のことをもっと知りたかったのよ。
She glared right back as if challenging me.
ダルはもう解析したのか？
まだよ。だからアメリカに帰る前に最後にもう一度あなたと話をしようと思ったの。
So that's why she'd brought me here. I needed to call Daru right now. And that's where we are going to end it. So I've got a choice. Do I call Daru or do I not? Because if I call Daru right now, more than likely Okabe is going to immediately tell him to destroy the computer. Which obviously would piss off Maho. What I'm thinking right now is that maybe I shouldn't. I think I'll actually have you guys help me out with this one. Should I go ahead and just call Daru, or maybe shouldn't I not? I kind of want to stick with doing how I want to do things, so part of me believes that I don't want to call Daru right now. That's at least what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm probably going to do. So, if you guys like this, be sure to let me know. Way to balance all the happy feelings to all of the dark and sinister moments. Good job, Steins Gate 0. So that's where I'm ending it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.